Hey guys, what's up? It's Lewis here, and in today's video, I want to go over a specific investment strategy that may increase your gains significantly when it comes to your investing and trading.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
This particular strategy yielded a 15.88% gain with the S&P 500 since 2018 and over a 160% gain with Bitcoin since just last year, 2019. Now, before I start, I do need to say that I'm not a financial advisor and everything in this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, and you should always consult with a financial advisor when making decisions with your money. And with that out of the way, let's get to the video. So the strategy that we're gonna talk about in today's video is actually called weighted dollar cost averaging. And if you have never heard of this strategy before, smash that like button and hit subscribe because I have not seen or heard anyone else talk about this strategy on YouTube, and honestly, it's really, really good. And I think maybe people don't talk about it as much because it's a little bit more advanced, but I think that you'll appreciate the knowledge. So let me break it down for you. In my last video, I explained what dollar cost averaging is. And in case you haven't watched it, you should probably go do that. I'll put a link up here or in the description so you can go get caught up on what dollar cost averaging actually is. But as a refresher, dollar cost averaging is when you invest a set amount of money on a specific time interval, regardless of price. For example, you could put in $100 a week into the investment of your choice, and you'll just keep on putting that $100 in and week out, and you never really have to look at it. You could set this up totally automatic, so it does it for you, and it's actually a super simple and easy way to invest. By dollar cost averaging on the first of every week in Tesla, for example, this is what it would look like. You would be buying shares of Tesla on every bar shown in this picture. To make the picture more simple to understand, I didn't put green arrows on every single bar, but you get the idea. If you were to have dollar cost averaged into Tesla over the last 6 years, that would have been awesome because it shot up over 400% in the beginning of 2020. So you could have sold and made a great return on your investment. And that's if you dollar cost averaged the normal way. If you did that, then you would have been putting in the same amount of money every single week, and clearly that would have worked out in your favor. However, what if you invested more when the price dropped? Well, if you did that, then your average buy-in price would be lower and you would make a lot more money when the price moves up. So here's a picture where the size of the investment correlates with the size of the arrow. The bigger the arrow, the bigger the investment. By increasing the size of the investment as the price goes down, I put more money in as the price falls. What this does is it gives more weight to the lower prices. Now, a lot of people actually don't like to do this because they have the mindset that when the prices drop, it's a bad thing. And this is actually opposite of how you should think when it comes to long-term investing. You should think of your investments the same way you think of things like consumer goods that you buy all the time. If you could get a Sony TV that normally costs $1,200 for $800, that's a great deal. Or if you see a sale for a blender for 20% off, you're more inclined to buy it. For some reason though, this isn't how people think when it comes to investments. A lot of people actually sell when the price falls. And this is like buying a protein powder for $80 and then seeing it go on sale for $60 and then getting mad and throwing out the protein that you just bought. If it's a good protein powder that has a long expiration date, so it'll be good for a long time, then the smart thing to do would be to buy more when it's on sale because you're saving money and you're getting a deal. With stocks or certain cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, in my opinion, if the price falls, you're simply getting a better deal than what was previously available. And this is actually how a lot of very intelligent investors think when it comes to investments. They buy them when the price is low and they're on sale. If you turn your dollar cost averaging strategy into a weighted dollar cost average strategy, then you will buy more when the asset is on sale. So here's how weighted dollar cost averaging works. You have a set amount of money that you put in every time, no matter what the price is. This is your base price. And for this example, we'll say it's $100 a week. Then you have a flex price. This is how much you'll increase or decrease your buys each week, depending if the price is higher or lower than the last time that you bought. Taking a look at some numbers, if you were to have dollar cost averaged into the S&P 500 starting in 2009, putting in $100 every week, you would have put in $57,400 and you would have made a profit of about $55,200 after 10 years. That's about 9.62% per year on average. Now, if you were to start off putting in $100 a week as your base price, but you added $50 to your investment each week, the price was lower than the previous week, and you decrease your investment by $50 if the price was higher than the previous week, then you would have invested $107,300 after 10 years, and you'd have a profit of around $108,250, or a 10.09% average gains per year. Ultimately, you'd have made over 4.69% more money compared to regular dollar cost averaging. And in this example, with a base price of $100 and a flex price of $50, that ended up being about $53,000 extra dollars after 10 years. Here's the thing with this strategy though. Unless you have a bot or an automated program that does things for you automatically, you will need to log on to your investment app every time your payments go through and compare that week's price with the last week's price. Using the $50 flex amount from the example, you'd either add or subtract $50 from your previous week's investment depending on the price of the asset. And to be honest, even though this strategy does require you to look at whatever app you use for investing, me personally, I use M1 Finance, I use Coinbase, I use Cash App, whatever it is that you use, even though that this strategy does require you to look at that app once a week or whenever you automatically invest your money, I do think that the gains from the little amount of work that you need to do to weight your buys is actually worth it. And if you want to get the most bang for your buck using this strategy, you will actually sell during huge rallies and then restart averaging in. You can make it so that as soon as you hit 100% gains, you exit your position and restart your weighted dollar cost averaging, or you can exit half your position at 100% gains and the other half at 150%. You could also be more conservative and sell at 25 or 50%. You know, it's really up to you and how you want to play it. And because I mentioned Bitcoin in the beginning of this video, I want to use this as an example because this is actually what I personally do. And once again, this is not investment advice and it's not an endorsement to buy Bitcoin. So let's say that you bought Bitcoin in at the highs as denoted in yellow and you never bought any more. Well, you would still be down because the price has yet to reach those levels again. However, even if you bought at the highest price, if you would have just continually bought every single week, you would be in the green by over 44% today. And that's just regular dollar cost averaging without increasing the amount as the price dipped. If you would have weighted dollar cost average and put in more as the price went lower, similar to how I explained it in the S&P 500 example, your average buying price would be even lower, meaning that your gains would be even greater. By weighing your buys into Bitcoin, you would have made well over 60% in the last 2 years. And that's doing basically an automated or automatic with a little bit of work type of strategy where you don't really have to think about it. And to be honest, that's actually pretty crazy when you think about how good of a gain that is. And additionally, you could have used the same strategy as in the Tesla example and sold it at 100% or 150% gains, then restarted the process. And doing that or selling anywhere in the yellow circle would of course have left you with even greater returns. So just to sum everything up, you could dollar cost average your way into different investments, which is easy and simple to do. Dollar cost averaging takes the emotion out of investing and automates the process, so you don't really have to do any work other than the initial setup, which by the way, like I said, I provide for you in my dollar cost averaging video, which I'll link below. Additionally, dollar cost averaging allows for people without big lump sums of money to invest, which is great for like 99% of us, and it helps to mitigate risk, especially during bear markets and uncertain times like right now. And if you want to possibly increase the amount of money that you'll get for your returns, you could do weighted dollar cost averaging where you put more money in as the price falls to give you a lower average buy-in price. And you could also choose to sell at targets like 25%, 50%, 100%, or even greater gains and then restart the process so that you lock in some profit during those big run-ups, like similar to what Tesla had early in 2020 this year. And lastly, as one additional note, if you happen to have a large sum of money and you do dollar cost average or weighted dollar cost average, you may be able to increase your returns even more by going all in when the price drops significantly. And for that, you should look at the price and determine if it's low enough to be worth it. And that probably requires a little bit of technical or fundamental analysis. And that should be it for this video. I know it was a little bit more advanced, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you're thinking about using this strategy or just your thoughts on the market and where you think we're heading. And if you want videos on me going over my cryptocurrency accounts, showing you how I weight dollar cost average and which cryptocurrencies I actually average into every single week, I do have a course on that, which I'll link up in the description as well. Otherwise, you're awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.